Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's King Noosme. We're gonna do another fun video this week because I have a wedding to go to and I don't have enough time to make a normal video. But we're doing something that I think you'll be interested in because we're ranking all of the horrible, annoying, terrible people from Goosebumps, The Haunting Hour, Are You Afraid of the Dark, whatever. And I just chose 30 of the ones that were commented. There was like over 100 comments on it. I chose the ones that were said the most, obviously. And then a few that I thought were interesting. So we're gonna hop right into it. Let's see what these guys got. Starting with Jean-Louis from Poof de Fromage in The Haunting Hour. Now, if you don't know, this is a bad episode of The Haunting Hour. It's really stupid, not really scary at all. And he is a French guy that is in the episode. Now, me personally, I don't think he's the bad guy. Sure, he's like a little annoying sometimes, but like he doesn't really do anything that's like too out of line besides maybe making the main character destroy their kitchen with a bunch of cheese puffs. But at the end of the day, he was genuinely trying to help the family. They just didn't believe him because it's a little stupid. So yeah, honestly, I don't think he's that bad of a guy. I'm gonna slap him right in maybe slightly annoying. His accent is slightly annoying, but other than that, he's fine. He's a fine guy. Now, next up on the list is Jessica from the Chillogy episodes in Goosebumps. She's the one in the first episode that got turned into a pig for being too greedy. Now, I will say at the end of the episode, she really isn't that bad. She definitely learns her lesson. My God, does she learn her lesson. But at the beginning of the episode, she is the worst. She is so annoying. She tries to immediately scam two guys out of some baseball cards, the other two main characters actually. And she'll do anything to make a quick buck. And that is what got her in her situation. So I will say that she isn't so bad that I wish death upon her. I didn't even introduce the f***ing categories. Sorry about that. Let's backtrack just a little bit. We have categories. Today our categories aren't the normal S through F. We have on the top, please die. They're the worst of the worst. I don't want them alive anymore. They need to go die and be in a hole for the rest of eternity. And then the one right below that is just super annoying. Like, I could not stand them in the episode. If they weren't in the episode, I would have liked it probably a lot more. But they're not so bad that I wish death upon them. So I guess they're all right in that sense. And then we have slightly annoying underneath that. That's just for people that were a little stupid, maybe. Maybe they were like a foil to the plot or something. They did something that really irked me and kind of annoyed me a little bit, but they're not really annoying the whole time. And then we have, they're all right. Maybe it annoyed you, but like I didn't see any issue with them. And then we have actually a good character. Because some of you guys just said people and I was like, that's crazy. Why would you think that? So actually a good character, but I doubt most of these people are going to be in that one. Back to Jessica. So she was annoying at the beginning of the episode and she did learn her lesson. So I guess I'll give her a little bit of the benefit of the doubt and I'll put her in slightly annoying because, well, she did scam a lot of people out of money, even though Carl did warn her. I'll put her in super annoying. How about that? Super annoying. All right, next up is the teacher from Teacher's Pet. What's his name? Let me look up his name real quick. Sorry if I forget some names. God forbid I don't know every name to every character in every show I talk about, okay? I hadn't even talked about this episode yet, so you should give me a little bit of slack on this one at least. Mr. Blankenship, that's right. All right, so Mr. Blankenship, I'm gonna have to reach into the depths of my brain for this one. I haven't watched this episode in a long time. From what I remember, he was just like an evil scientist, right? Like he was experimenting on animals to make the ultimate predator. Am I right on that? I haven't seen this episode in literal years. This is one of the ones that I haven't rewatched recently. But I don't remember him being, like I remember him being evil. And I remember what happens to him in the end because it's really funny. But he does transform into that weird snake and that weird Animorphs animation. So yeah, maybe he is kind of evil. Now things are flowing back to me. He is quite an evil guy. He did also force the kids to like watch a snake eat a mouse, I think. Which is diabolical, but also just nature. So, but he gets his comeuppance at the end of that episode. Does anybody remember what happened? I do. It's one of the funniest ends to a Goosebumps episode. So you know what? Experimenting on animals, making a bunny have a lizard's face, turning yourself into a snake and then a fly, you can go die. We don't need you on Earth anymore. How about that? Now the next one. Everybody knows where this is going. I talked for like 3 minutes about how much I hated this guy in the video of the episode I talked about. And of course we're talking about Larry from Welcome to Camp Nightmare in Goosebumps. The most annoying camp counselor ever in any TV show ever, constantly foils the guys, throws one of the kids in the lake and kills one of them, is willing to kill a kid and then run away and act like it's not his fault. On top of his just annoying attitude, him trying to also kill another kid with a baseball, forgot about that scene. He's the worst. He's probably the worst character in all of Goosebumps. So obviously this guy's going in Please die. Please die, Larry. If that episode did not have Larry in it, it would be such a nice episode. It's already my favorite episode. What am I saying? It would be even more my favorite if Larry wasn't in it. Next up is another Goosebumps. I got a lot of Goosebumps ones, so I got a lot of Goosebumps fans, obviously. It's Dr. Ritter from Deep Trouble. A pretty horrible human being, if I'm being honest. For those who don't remember, Dr. Ritter was Dr. D's lab assistant in the Deep Trouble episode. If you haven't seen that episode, go check it out. I made a video on it. But he stole Dr. D's important project that he'd been working his whole life on called D13, and then he started to test it on humans without Dr. D knowing. He also drops our main characters off on an island full of these mutated fish people and pretty much just leaves them there to die. But luckily for us, once again, this guy had his comeuppance and he is now paying the price. But honestly, even though Dr. Ritter was like a bad guy, he was nice in the beginning, but I don't think I wish death upon him, because what he has at the end of the episode is worse than death, and that's what he deserves. So he's just super annoying. All right, next up we have a pretty fun one. Another Goosebumps one. I'm sorry, there's a lot of Goosebumps ones in here, but we're moving on to other stuff. We're talking about the one, the only Major McCall from Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. He was the super annoying neighbor in Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. He's a retired army vet, so he is like high temper all the time. Like anything the kids do will piss him off. Granted, they do like break stuff in his yard, if I remember correctly, but he's just a hard ass for no reason. He like never takes accountability for anything, if I remember. Like if something happens in his garden, he immediately blames the neighbors. He doesn't even think like maybe a squirrel came in and like did that, or maybe like some deer ran through. No, it's their fault. Immediately their fault. But honestly, he's really not that bad of a guy. While he is a little annoying and a bit of a hard ass, he really wasn't that bad. I mean, I understand if somebody's messing around in your garden, you're going to be a little upset. Yeah, I'm just gonna put him in slightly annoying because he is just slightly annoying, and I don't wish death upon him, obviously. Death will grip him soon anyways. He's an old ass man. All right, next up, finally, not a Goosebumps one. Let's go. Next up on the list is Meg from the Dreamcatcher episode of The Haunting Hour. If you don't remember who Meg was, she was the mean girl of the group. Super mean to Amelia and Lisa for no reason, even though they tried to be nice to her a couple of times. And when the big bad Dreamcatcher is literally on their tail about to kill them, she was going to leave. Even when the big bad Dreamcatcher was on their tail about to kill the two girls, she was gonna leave them behind to save her own tail. But of course, that didn't happen. Most of these villains, I am noticing, had their comeuppance in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, Meg, super annoying girl. Not only is she like a foil to the characters, she like actively tries to get them in trouble. Luckily, like I said, she does get what she deserves at the end of the episode, so I'm not gonna put her in Please Die, but I'll put her in super annoying. Next up, we have Sam from the Creeped Out episode, Trolled. Now, Sam is the main character and also the antagonist in a way in this episode. He's basically a really bad cyberbully, and he picks on this girl that he has a crush on and his best friend, as well as like the principal of the school and a bunch of other people. He pretty much becomes public enemy number one after a while. He's just a really insecure kid who's doing really dumb stuff, and he does pay the price for it as well. But yeah, everybody's like really nice to him, so he really has no reason to be mean, but he is mean because he's insecure. And most of the things he says online is like mild stuff. I mean, it is a kid's show, so it's nothing like too brutal, but it's some stuff that you can probably just be like, oh, that's a rumor, you know, don't believe that. I don't know who's saying that or why. But yeah, he's really not that bad. He is annoying and you do not like him, but he's not like the worst in the world, so I'm gonna put him in slightly annoying. Okay, next up on our list, we have Nathan Bratt from the new Goosebumps series on Disney+. Now, if you watched my video on that series, you will know that I love Nathan Bratt. I think he's awesome. I can see how people think he's annoying. He's really stupid. He's kind of clumsy, you know. He does bring Slappy back to life for no reason. Actually, not Slappy, Kondu, because he wanted to make a better book. So he is kind of like an antagonist in a way, but he does feel really bad. And the end of the season, it does seem like he's going to pay the price for it as well. But throughout the whole episodes, all the season, I loved him. He did really fun dances. I loved it when Biddle was in his body. I loved the cool dance. I loved how funny he was. I love all the slapstick he added to the series. So I really like Nathan Bratt. I'm sorry, but I think he's actually I wouldn't say a good character, but I'm gonna put him in actually a good character. You know what? I changed my mind. I'm gonna put him in They're All Right, because he did kind of foil and give the two worst episodes in the season. He's just all right, but it hurts my heart to put him there. All right, next up, we finally have an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode. We're talking about Sam from the Crimson Clown. Now, Sam is the worst brother ever. Sam's brother just wants to give their mom a nice gift for Mother's Day or her birthday, I can't remember. But the whole time he's trying to do this, Sam is just being a little brat. He doesn't want to stay in the store for more than 5 minutes. He doesn't want to look for a gift for his mom, and all he wants to do is go look for a video game in the store next door. He's constantly mouthing off to his big brother, and he acts all innocent and kind when his mom is around. Probably the most annoying brother in all of Are You Afraid of the Dark, maybe all of these shows. Now, I do say all this because it is true, but at the end of the day, they're just a kid. It's just what kids do, you know? So I will put him in super annoying, but I do not wish death upon Sam. The Crimson Clown scared him bad enough anyways. All right, so next up is another Goosebumps one. I'm sorry, I'm trying to spread them out a little bit. It is the group of Danger Incorporated, or the Danger Club from the House of No Return. Now, these three kids are possibly the worst group of kids in the series. They actively seek out people to go inside this scary haunted house for them, even tricking the main character to do it just so he can join their group, even though all of them are secretly scared to go inside. So yes, none of them have done this challenge that they force other people to do. And right at the beginning of the episode, they prove how bad of people they are because they make this nerdy kid go do it. He's not surviving that. He's not gonna last 5 minutes. But this one's kind of weird because it's not one person, but it's a group of kids. And all three of them, once again, have their comeuppance by the end of the episode. And their fate is probably death because the people literally yelled, "Forever! Forever! Forever!" They're going to stay there forever. But once again, I feel bad for putting kids and go die. So, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put them in super annoying because they are horrible people. I'm actually just gonna change super annoying to horrible people. All right, next up we have a haunting hour episode, and we are going to be doing the parents from the episode Walls. Now, once again, if you haven't seen this episode, go check it out. I made a video on it. It's a very fun episode. It's one of my favorite episodes. Now, these two parents forced this kid to move away from his friends, from his hometown, to move into this old abandoned house. It's just an old house. And they force him to sleep in this room that was obviously a baby's room at some point. And the whole time they are there, their son is telling his parents, "Hey, I'm hearing things in the walls. Hey, there's something in the house. You know, that this house creeps me out." They keep brushing him off, blowing him off, until he discovers that there is a climate, is what it's called, in their walls. And then when he tells them, they're like, "No, there's not." Huh? But at the end of the episode, it is revealed that they actually moved into the house on purpose to be in a house with a climate because climates are good luck. But they move him into this decrepit house and don't tell him the true reason why they're moving there. And it seems like everybody in the house but him got good luck until the end of the episode. Yep, just like all the other ones, they have their comeuppance. They have to stay in the room with the climate, and the climate keeps them awake all night long, just like he was keeping the boy awake all night long. So yeah, once again, these are horrible people, but they are parents to a kid, and they're really not that bad. They just did a bad thing. So I'm going to put them in horrible people. A lot of horrible people today. Okay, next up, we're going back to a creeped out episode. We're doing Bravery Badge's Janie. Now, if you don't remember, Janie in Bravery Badge was the Girl Scout that was obsessed with getting the badges and doing things the right way, or doing things the way the Girl Scouts would do them. Now, if you ask me, both of the main characters were very annoying, but this person in the comments only said Janie, so I'm only gonna put Janie. She is a rule follower until the day she dies. She will not even slightly bend the rules just to, like, maybe survive a parasitic fungus that is taking over their whole troop. I keep messing up my words. Yeah, she's like that horrible that she doesn't want to, you know, stray away from the rules even a little bit. And this causes a lot of tension between her and the other main character in the episode. And because she's such a rule follower, the parasitic fungus gets to her. But she does come around in the end of the episode, and she does apologize to the girl. And it was, you know, her just trying to do things the right way in her eyes. So she is very annoying in the episode, but she's not like a bad person, you know, so just slightly annoying for her. All right, this next one, I spent I think 5 minutes. I think 5 minutes of a video talking about how horrible of a person this guy is. And we are, of course, talking about the dad in One Day at Horrorland. Now, he's just like a dumb guy, pretty much. The thing that annoyed me the most about him was him blowing off his wife. No matter what kind of concerns his wife had, no matter what she said, she was just too worrisome. She's just dramatic. And that really made me mad. That irked me the whole time, because most of the episode, she was right. And on top of him being like that, at one point in the episode, they are promised a new car if they do this game show thing. And so both the parents throw the kids kind of under the bus just so they can win a new car. Granted, they needed the new car, but still, that's a fucked up thing to do. But he's not like a foil in any way. He's just kind of like a dim-witted husband that thinks he's right all the time, but he's really not. So he hasn't done anything incredibly horrible. He hasn't like tried killing anybody, or is named Larry, but he also hasn't done anything so horrible to like put people in danger. So I'm just gonna put him in slightly annoying because that is what he is, just slightly annoying. All right, next up is another Goosebumps one. I'm sorry. These are your guys' suggestions. I don't know why I'm apologizing. You guys suggested all these things. The next one is the baby from the episode Strained Peas in Goosebumps. But honestly, to me, the baby isn't the annoying part of the episode. It is the main character who is annoying. There's not much I could say about this baby. It's just like an alien baby that kind of fucked around for a little bit and then went off to his real monster parents. So I'm gonna put in They're All Right. I don't think they're that bad for real. But this next one is, once again, we're doing a Goosebumps one, but you guys aren't going to be upset about this one because we're talking about Tara from the episode The Cuckoo Clock of Doom. Now, if there is any character in Goosebumps that I wish death on more, it's Larry, but Tara is a close second. And she quite literally doesn't exist by the end of the episode, which is awesome. That's probably why I like the episode so much. But she is the absolute worst. The whole time she's doing things to sabotage Michael and his birthday party, his other birthday party. She just tries to embarrass him at any point she can. And on top of that, I think their parents take her side almost every single time. She is quite literally the most annoying character in the first season, and that's saying a lot. But literally as a kid, I wished nothing more than for her to go away forever. And so I'm going to satisfy my little kid brain by putting her in Please Die. I don't want to put children in Please Die, but I guess I will this once. Okay. All right, this next one is actually a Creepshow one. Thank God there's at least one Creepshow one in this. I haven't made a video on this, and I tried keeping people that I have made video on, but this guy is so bad that I was like, yes. He's going on the list. And it is the uncle from the episode Model Kid. Talk about a horrible human being. Think of like the worst person ever. Hitler times 2. That's him. I really don't want to spoil this episode because it's like my favorite segment in the Creepshow show. One of the best. It's truly iconic. Definitely go watch that episode if you haven't seen that one. And he does get his comeuppance at the end, and it is the most satisfying thing ever. Truly horrible to the main character, this kid. I don't want to spoil too much. Please go watch that episode. That's the one I'm going to not spoil. But this guy's going in Please Die. And he does. And it's awesome. All right, the next one is gonna be a little controversial, I think. Somebody recommended I put Slappy somewhere on the list. Not even gonna talk about where Slappy's from. Everybody knows that guy. Now, is Slappy a truly horrifying evil being? Yes. Is he funny? Yes. Does he have one of my favorite scenes in all of Goosebumps? Yes. Now, I know Slappy is a really horrible, evil being or whatever, but honestly, compared to some of the other people in this list, he's really not that bad. It's so sad that I'm saying that. Like, I really am going to put him in They're All Right because I just find Tara and Larry annoying as shit. And he's definitely not worse than the fucking uncle. The uncle's a he's a terrible guy. I'm going to put him, I'll put him in slightly annoying. He does keep coming back somehow, and he is I didn't think about the thing. Slightly annoying. I'm keeping him there. He's just kind of like a goofy little guy. He hangs out. Everybody loves Slappy, you know. All right, the next one is another Haunting Hour one. We're talking about Jared from the episode Uncle Howee. Ah, yes, Jared, the brother that fed his baby sister 2 frozen fish sticks that were microwaved and milk. Nasty. The brother that was going to leave his baby sister home alone so he can go see a movie with some friends. The brother that interrupted the Uncle Howee broadcast to turn the TV off so his sister can eat. How dare he? And on top of that, he's super mean to her the whole time. Now, I say all this, but towards the end of the episode, he does genuinely feel bad for what he was about to do. Uncle Howee definitely helped him realize that. And I do think he genuinely cares about his sister. He was just being a dumb teenager. And his fate at the end of the episode is a bit harsh, if you ask me. While he was annoying and he did bad things, he's just a teenager. So I'm going to actually put Jared in They're All Right. He kind of came around at the end of the episode. He wasn't like a horrible guy or anything, so just They're All Right. I think that's where he belongs. All right, next up is another Are You Afraid of the Dark episode. Now, I think I got literally every character in the episode laughing in the dark, even the circus carny. For some reason, I'm not putting that guy on there. But a lot of people said that I should put the little sister on there as well as Josh. But I decided to just put Josh. Now, if you've seen my video on the episode, you'll know that I gave Matt Neff a whole segment to talk about how horrible Josh was in that episode. I mean, he's super rude and annoying to his sister and his friend, not to mention the really cocky attitude about everything, especially after he takes Zebo's nose, and him flipping a bird in a kid's show. Come on, man, kids watch this. And then when the heat starts picking up on him a little bit, he starts acting like a little baby. Oh, he's so scared. Oh, Zebo's gonna get him. I'm not falling for it. I know as soon as he returned that nose and gave that guy cigars, he's gonna go right back to his annoying ways. I honestly really didn't like Josh throughout the whole episode. I think I did say that episode is overrated. I still think it's overrated, honestly, even though I get a lot of hate comments saying that I'm wrong. But Josh isn't so bad that I wish death upon him, so he is one of the lucky people that is going in horrible people. I just think he's an annoying, horrible guy. Now, next up, the one we've been waiting for, the one we know was going to be on this list, the one that probably started this whole fiasco of me pointing out how annoying people are in these shows. We're going to be talking about the Haunting Hours Mascot episode, the main character, Willie. Now, if you watch my video on that, I hate Willie. And I still do. Willie is one of the worst people ever, one of the worst characters ever, one of the meanest characters ever, and deserved every last bit of anything he got from Big Yellow. And I feel no regret in putting him in. Please die. And he does die. All right, this next one was a little bit of a weird one to me, but I put him in here anyways because it was one of the first comments I got. It is the stuffed animal from the Haunting Hour episode Mint Condition. Now, I hadn't watched that episode in like a year or so I went back and rewatched it just a few hours ago. And honestly, the stuffed animal is fine. It's the main nerdy guy who's annoying. I mean, like, it doesn't really make any noises and it just kills 2 people. Okay, I think that's fine. I see no issue in this. But yeah, I think it's just like it's like a cool looking stuffed animal, honestly. Maybe a little expensive. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put him in all right. And I have the right to retract my opinion when I make a video about the episode. All right, now this next one, I made a video about it last week, and I think I spent another 5 minutes talking about how terrible of a person this guy is. The episode Spores and the dad, Jack, from that episode. Now, this guy, from the beginning, is one of the worst characters in the show. Right at the beginning of the episode, his son is having like a panic attack in his back seat, and rather than like calmly try to like goad him out of the car like his wife is doing, he would rather yell at the kid and like force him out of the car. And right from then, I got bad vibes from the guy. But it only got worse. It's mentioned multiple times in the episode that these vacations that they're going on are his vacations. They're going where he wants to go and doing what he wants to do. And another thing that makes me not like this guy at all is the way he treats his wife. He's super mean to her the whole time, the whole trip. He doesn't care about what she thinks or her feelings until she disappears. And then suddenly he's all sorry. Quite literally, one of the most annoying people ever. He treats his youngest son terrible. He treats his wife terrible. Everything's about him. Not to mention the whole reason his family dies. Probably a spoiler alert. Go watch the video. I just made a video on it. But his whole family dies is because of him. He wanted to have a little friendly competition with his coworker to make it to the top of the mountain in 3 days. And even though his son warned him that he has a bad feeling about this, he ignores his son and they trek on through the mountain where they all get taken by evil parasitic fungus and they die. I'm going to put this guy in Please Die because he does die and he caused the death of his whole family. All right, next up is a weird one that I didn't expect to see, but I'm kind of glad somebody brought it up. We're talking about Sardo from Are You Afraid of the Dark? Now, Sardo is a fan favorite character, and I personally like the guy a lot. But the person in the comments did point out that he actively and knowingly gives these kids cursed objects so these really bad things will happen to them. And that is quite diabolical. I never thought of it like that. But just like Slappy, his charisma, and because I like him a little bit, does save him from certain death. So I'm just gonna put this guy in slightly annoying. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to put him in They're All Right. Because most of the time he does give the kids an option, if I remember correctly. But he does goad them into buying his objects, his cursed objects. So now next up was another one I did not expect to see, but I'm kind of glad somebody brought it up. And that is Gracie from the Haunting Hour episode Headshot. Now at the beginning of the episode, Gracie is this really sweet girl, very down to earth, very loving. But slowly throughout the episode, she gets this modeling gig and she starts getting recognition for all this stuff. And then she becomes a little bit conceited, a little bit rude and nasty to everybody. And I just realized that my stuff is gone. Why does this keep happening to me?
I need to glue them down, honestly. Why am I not doing that? All right, well, now it's back to normal. I don't know how it fell. Anyways, like I was saying, she's very conceited. She's full of herself. And at the end of the episode, she just blows her friends off, and it sucks. It really sucks to see what happens to her. But just like a few of the other characters, she is just a teenage girl. She kind of lost her way. And not to mention that it's kind of implied that the devil is making her kind of think this way. And she does have a pretty terrible fate by the end of the episode. So I'm going to put Gracie in slightly annoying. Because at the beginning of the episode, she is genuinely a good person, but by the end of it, she's a really bad person, and nobody wants to be around her anymore. Now, next up was another one I was pretty surprised to see, but I'm kind of glad somebody brought it up, but it's Rip the Cat from the episode Cry of the Cat in Goosebumps. Now, Rip the Cat is terrifying, horrifying creature, one of the scariest creatures in the whole series, in my opinion. And he has some of the scariest scenes in all of Goosebumps as well, but I don't think that Rip the Cat really is that annoying or bad at all. It's much more annoying characters in the episode Cry of the Cat, but Rip is just like a little dude doing little dude things, you know? I'm gonna put him in there all right. I don't really see an issue with him. Maybe if I rewatch the episode, I'll think differently, but for right now, he's all right. All right, the next one, I am offended. Somebody suggested this, and I saved the last category for this character. Somebody decided it would be funny to recommend Big Yellow from the episode Mascot and the Haunting Hour. How dare you? Big Yellow is one of the greatest creatures of all time. He wants nothing but to prove himself to all these people. He wants nothing but love from his peers at the school. And what does he get in return? Well, he gets kicked out of his position as mascot, not even given the chance to try out and come back. Insulted to his face. And then he eats a kid and suddenly he's the bad guy. Okay. Big Yellow's obviously one of the best characters in all of fiction, some would say, actually. And he is actually a good character, the greatest character of all time. I'm being so dead ass, I love Big Yellow. And if you were a fan of my channel for a long time, you know how much I love Big Yellow. All right, the next one is a creeped out episode. It is the episode Tillybone. Forgot this girl's name. It's Junebug. I'm sorry I forgot it. It's been a while since I've seen this episode. Now, Junebug is the main antagonist for the episode Tillybone, and she actively tries to hurt everybody in the episode, and for seemingly no reason, if I remember. Hello, I went back and watched the episode Tillybone because I got a few details wrong about this. Basically, she was just the messenger or whatever. She was trying to get rid or teach these kids a lesson for being bad kids, because the main character said some mean stuff about a movie, and the director sent this cursed object and girl to deal with it for him. Very weird. I forgot that happened. But my point, and where I put her on the list, still stands. She did kind of torture these poor kids, and she, just like everyone else on this list, had a comeuppance at the end of the episode. But from what I do remember, she was very creepy, and I did not like her in the slightest, even from the beginning of the episode. But I'm going to put her in horrible people because she is a horrible person. All right, this is the last one, and it's one that I feel kind of strongly about, honestly. We're talking about the Haunting Hour episode Pool Shark, and the main bully in the episode, Cameron. Now, Cameron is like just your typical bully in these episodes. He tries to beat Kai in every way possible. He's super conceited. He's got ripped abs, and he's trying to be the coach of this one girl in the episode. And he doesn't really coach very well, so she doesn't really swim very well. And then he makes it her fault that she doesn't swim very well because he doesn't coach very well, because he wants to look like a good coach, but he can't look like a good coach because she doesn't swim very well. Isn't that stupid? Did you follow any of what I just said? Are you even listening right now? But no, along the way, he just does a lot of really conceited and stupid things. He's just really mean to Kai for no reason. I do think it is strange that Kai did work at a pool, even though he was scared of water. Yes, you don't have to bully the guy about it every day. But by the end of the episode, the tides do turn, no pun intended, and he does become afraid of water himself. I do remember when I made a video on the episode, I said that he got eaten by the shark, and a lot of people got mad because I got that wrong. He didn't. He ran away. I think I just wanted him to die so badly that I was like, yeah, he died. Thank God. And because that, I'm going to put him in Please Die. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put him in Slightly Annoying. He doesn't like actively do anything besides kind of bully a little bit, which is kind of... Sadly, it's like normal. Let me know what you think about my list, and let me know if any other annoying characters I should have added to this list. I know there was a bunch, but I just chose 30, which is still a lot. Also, give me your rankings in the comments below. And be nice. Be nice. I'm watching you. Be nice. I have a Patreon. The $5 members get bonus content plus videos a day early, maybe some pictures of my cats, a Discord server, and your name right here on screen. Like the video if you like the video. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. I appreciate you all, and Peace.